Hey guys, F126 here, and welcome back to Heights of the F1 League. And we are, of course, here today for round number 7 of Season 5 at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve for the Canadian Grand Prix, one of my preferred tracks on the calendar, as you can see, coming to start our qualifying lap now. And Grand Prix line there has come out of nowhere, absolutely wiped us out, and that is our qualifying over. Obviously, that was not the actual lobby because Lion would have been absolutely kicked from the league if it had been. And obviously, he's a clean driver, so he wouldn't do that. That was, in fact, a lobby where everyone had disconnected because this game is really good in that aspect. So, here we are in the actual lobby now. And as you can see, we are currently sitting on pole as we come to start our qualifying lap now. Missing the apex of turn 1 slightly, but it's not cost us too much as we get a decent exit out of turn 2. But yeah, I'm hoping for a podium on this track. As I said, one of my preferred tracks. And maybe I can take the lead of the championship off of the Silent Mole, nailing the apexes for that chicane as well, just keeping it on the track on the white line there as we now head through this difficult traction zone as we start sector 2, purple in sector 1 as we now head into this chicane. Can we nail that as well? It's been pretty good, a tiny corner cut unfortunately on the first half. But apart from that, the rest of this lap is 100% clean. So I'll let myself off just this once as we head into the hairpin now. Can we get a decent exit? It's all right. But in general, I was really struggling with the hairpin because I don't really know. I have this kind of mental thing where I don't like to turn my wheel too much on the lock, so I was probably using less lock than I should have been through there. Coming into the final chicane there, nice and clean through there, very fast as well. As you can see, our Delta goes into the green very much as we come across the line for a 1 minute 11.8 as we're going to retire from the session there. And will that be good enough for pole? Yes, it will. We've got pole here for the Canadian Grand Prix ahead of Azar Reactions by a very small margin, just over a tenth in the end. Sierra Verline, I think, was in third, and Casey Legend in fourth with the Silent Mole in fifth, and Camunda in sixth. So yeah, my second pole in this league, I believe, and I was very happy with that one. Definitely a very good lap, but obviously qualifying on the ultra soft around this track does have its issues, as you shall see now. So yeah, as you can see, obviously we qualified on the ultra softs like pretty much everyone in the field. But my tyre wear around this track was horrendous. And I don't think I can do that one stop. So the plan all along was to do the 2-stop. And I thought that it'd be reasonably on pace, as apparently we can change our setup. Because once again, the game's really good. As you can see, it didn't change anything. But yeah, I reckon the 2-stop is reasonably close on pace to the 1-stop due to how little time you lose through the pit lane. But we need to make sure we stay out of traffic on that 2-stop, which we are going to be doing today as we come to start the formation lap now. This will be one of the first times I'm leading the formation lap on this game, as you're probably aware I don't often get pole, so lucky me, as we're just coming out of turn 2 now, leading the field round. As you can see now, heading down the back straight, we've got Azar who's decided to pass us there, and I'm sure he'll be looking to do the same very early on in this race. Also got Cyril Verlin, hasn't done much practice but has put in a banging qualifying lap, so maybe he'll also be on the pace of us. But with practice comes the possibility of making mistakes, and around this track mistakes will cost you, especially if you corner cut, so he'll be hoping to avoid that and maintain his position on the podium as we pull up into our pole position grid stop. Not on the side of the grid I'd actually like. Because even though it appears to be on the racing line, turn the one on the outside, P2 actually gives you a much better line towards turn 1. Hopefully it won't cost us those. We've got 5 lights, and it's lights out, and away we go for the Canadian Grand Prix. We've got a reasonable start there. Azar's got a slightly better one, but we're not going to allow that. He's not alongside. We're going to cut him off there as we head into turn 1, and brilliantly for us, Verline has actually followed him in as he's had to back out there. They're still going side by side on the exit. Can Verline hold it through turn 3? This is also giving me the opportunity to get away as we head through turn 3 and 4, and I believe Verline has got the position in the Sauber, so that's brilliant news for us now as we head up through sector 1 as we continue to lead this race. But I don't think it's going to be that easy. Verline is going to have a lot of pace, and as you can see, he's already right on the back of us here as we head down towards this chicane. Once again, going to keep it nice and clean this time, and hopefully we can continue doing that and continue to remain in the lead. But as you can see, Verline is looking very menacing in our wing mirrors, and the DRS, or not even DRS, just the slipstream by itself, is quite powerful around the circuit, so he's close enough. I'm expecting to see him going past into the last chicane. Green flags come out, and that's because CK blew up in the hairpin, I believe. So is Vettel going to go past? We're not going to fight him. Hopefully we can work together to get away from the rest of the field, so we're going to brake nice and early, let him up the inside there. He's jumped over the curbs actually quite a lot. He might have got a warning for that, you know. But yeah, Verline takes the lead already. He sets the fastest lap of the race, but it's fun. I've been in a position very similar to this before. My first ever league race win around Canada on the last game in the F1 League Tier 2, a battle with Camindo for pretty much the whole race until I managed to out-strategize him. But yeah, as you can see, we have good pace and we've kept with Verline as we had onto the end of lap 2 now. We're going to get in the slipstream once again. We're going to go up the inside into the final chicane, later on the brakes, claim the apex, and we've got the move done. And he's going to have a look on the exit with the better exit though, but he has to duck back into the slipstream. Still trying to attempt the move. We now set the fastest lap, but I think that will be beaten, and indeed it is. Jack Sparr beats the time as we're now heading side by side through turn 1 and 2. We should get him on the exit, and indeed we do. Back up into P1 we go. But all this battling is actually hindering us because we've got Azar, Luke and the rest all catching up to us due to us going side by side for quite a lot of this lap. But back into P1 now, that's what we need. But DRS is now enabled, and I'm sure we will see Verline coming back at us very soon. Maybe even on the run down to the chicane. He's got a brilliant exit out there. Not sure how he managed that. But we're going to go side by side. No, he thinks better of it. He backs out there. But as you can see, I was quite worried at this point. I didn't think my pace was that good. And I need to have fast pace if I want to make the 2-stop work. I need to be pulling away from these people who are potentially on the 1-stop. I don't know what strategy everyone's trying. I suspect Verline will go for the 2-stop. And Azar had hinted to me before the race that he'd also be going for the 2-stop. But I'm not sure about everyone else. So that'll be very interesting to see how strategy plays out in this race. Anyway, we've got a reasonable exit off the hairpin. But with DRS, it's not going to be any contest. And Verline will be able to fly up the inside once again. We let him go there as we've taken an awful line through the chicane. Verline's wasn't much better actually. Azar's managed to close up quite a lot, but we should be able to use the slipstream from Verline to maintain position 2 for the time being. And that is that as we head into turn 1 and turn 2 for the 4th time. Verline leads myself in P2 and Azar in P3 with a Red Bull behind. I believe that's silent roll, but don't quote me on that. But Verline's actually run really wide out of turn 4, almost into the wall there. This is going to give us a chance to run the outside towards turn 6 and 7, I believe. And we're going to run in deep, cut off his nose there. And that was very clever driving from myself, if I do say so there. Just to cut him off there, and he's been forced to back out in the corner. And we are back into P1, but we may have shot ourselves in the foot there. Nice voice crack. Apologies for that. We may have shot ourselves in the foot because we're now going to be giving him the DRS, and I'm sure he'll go straight back past into the final chicane. So coming into the hairpin now, and we're going to get an alright exit once again, but obviously the DRS is just too powerful. There's nothing you can do, even if you put it into rich, which we're stupidly doing. We should be saving the fuel. But yeah, here he comes, going to go straight past us again into the final chicane. We're going to let him have the line and try and get a better exit, which we might do actually because he's jumped over the curb there. This is going to give us a good run on the exit as we head towards the finishing line. We're going to take the lead again as we come across the line there. Can we hold it into turn 1? We have to leave him the space on the outside. We're going to go side by side. I actually can't really see him at this point as we're going to maybe get him done now round the outside of turn 2 on the traction. At this point I'm looking back, where is he? I don't know where he is. We have to leave the space on the apex of turn 3. There we go. It appears we're going to have to go across the grass there because there's no way us going side by side through the second part of that chicane, and as a result we have to give up the position. At this point a lot of people were complaining in the party about how slow it was, but I had to back out of that. There's no way I could keep that position after literally going lawn mowing and somehow not getting a warning. Anyway, skipping to the end of lap 5 now on the DRS once again, and this time it's our turn to pass him into the last chicane. Will we be able to get it stopped reasonably well? We've run a bit deep there and hopped over the curb, which has given Verline a better exit. Meanwhile, Azar's gone into the pit lane, I do believe. No, he hasn't. Yep, nice spoilers. That's next lap. Sick one. Great commentating. But yeah, we managed to hold on into turn 1 just about, and we are still in the lead of this race. Skipping on to the next lap, and Verline is once again going to be... No, we're not skipping on to the next lap at all. We're skipping on to lap 7. Azar has now gone into the pit lane, and Verline is going to go past us now as we head into the final chicane. Verline continues into the pits, and at this point I've made the most retarded piece of driving ever. And yeah, nothing happened there. You saw nothing. But yeah, we've lost a lot of time for that. We got a stupid corner cut warning as well, which was of course removed after the race. But yeah, Wehrlein comes into the pits. He'll be miles ahead of us now because of how much time we lost taking that retarded line into the pit lane. And I am aware at this point that Azar's had an incident on his outlap with Hamilton van. What a surprise there. But he's on the super soft tyres, and due to our pit entry bottle job, he's going to be just ahead of us here. But that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. He's on the super soft tyres. He has to use the soft. The soft is the compulsory tyre around this track. So, always we clip the wall there. So he'll have to use that in the last stint. And I'm hoping at this point to use him as a snowplow effectively and just follow him through in every move if I can keep up with him, which I probably can't because one, he's on the super soft tyres, and two, he's just a better driver at the game, whatever qualifying might have suggested. Anyway, we've got yellow flags for some reason. That's because Dan the Man has had a spin. Not sure if he's just dropped it or he's had contact with a car there. But yeah, we're up into P11 for the moment. But at this point, I was quite worried because I was thinking a lot of people are going for the one stop if I'm down in P11. The leading person who's already stopped is currently in P9. And I'm thinking everyone above that's probably going for the one stop. So we're going to have to pass quite a lot of cars today if we want to win this race. But maybe there'll be a few more cars in the pits at the end of this lap as we come to the last chicane. As you can see, Azar's already broken away from us and he's pretty much gone, even though we do have DRS. There's a few more cars in the pits, so that saved me a little bit there as Azar goes for fastest lap. Yeah, that's just great driving, isn't it? We've got another warning there. But yeah, Camundo and a couple of others had visited the pit lane, so we're now up into P8, which is slightly better as we therefore have to overtake less cars and lose less time. Skipping a couple of hours later, there's now a laggy Australian of Master Berserk in the Mercedes ahead of us, who I assume is attempting the one stop. And he is very kind to us there and just lets us through. So if Master Berserk is for some reason watching this video, which I highly doubt, cheers for that, mate. Thank you very much. As we now see Jordan Gibbs as well going very slowly, and not particularly sure what occurred. I think he might have been battling with Wehrlein and Azar. By the way, Azar's now past Wehrlein and he's just lost it on the exit of that chicane. But as you can see here, I don't have DRS, whereas he does. So we're going to have to make the most of the OP slipstream, which we're not, because we're not in the slipstream, because we're an idiot. But Jordan dives into the pits anyway. We absolutely bottled the last chicane as a result. But yeah, more people heading into the pits at the end of lap 10, and they might just be able to get the one stop done. Anyway, skipping to the end of lap 11, I suspect most people will be pitting at the end of this lap if you started on the Ultra Softs. So that's the silent mode there, and that's it, I think, actually. So we're now up into P5 once again, but Luke has made all his stops in this race, whereas we still have to make one more. And as you can see now, we've caught up to our teammate Sam, who's also on the one stop. CK takes to the grass there to get lapped. And Sam has started on the softs, and I assume he'll go Ultra Soft at the end, but whatever strategy he's doing, it's not worked because we've already caught him and he kindly lets us through there. But yeah, hopefully Sam can bring home some solid results. Yeah, good English. Some solid points for the team after our good result last time out, and we can continue to progress in the Constructors' Championship as we set personal best at the end of that lap, by the way. Skipping later on to lap number 15. Sierra Wehrlein has bottled the exit of that chicane, and we're going to have a look into the hairpin break later. We should have the DRS, but we have to leave him space on the inside. And we've actually managed to hold it around the outside there. So some good driving from us. And we're up into P3. Warden leads the race on his one stop after somehow starting on the super soft. No, softs. And Azar is in second. We all have one stop to make. So Luke is currently the net race leader, but obviously we're going to be on much fresher and faster tyres at the end. Meanwhile, on a later lap, lap 16, this time Wehrlein passes us into the last chicane, but he's got a poor run through there, and we're going to pass him straight back on the exit and move back up into P3 here as we cross the line to start lap 17 now. As you can see, Azar not far ahead, so I don't think his superstar strategy will work for him, and I think we'll be able to pass him in the last stint. So it's looking good for us at the moment as we head towards the end of lap 18 here as we come through the final chicane now. Wehrlein's still just about sticking with us. Warden now into the pits for a set of super soft tyres to take the end, and that is a very long stint, but I'm sure he can do it. And we will see if we come across him later in the race when we are on either super softs or ultra softs pushing to the end. Meanwhile, we started to actually catch Azar because his super soft tyres have gone off, and we've absolutely lost it on the entry to that chicane, having to drift it through the corner, and that was a pretty sick save, as you're going to see now. because we're a bottler, we've managed to break on the grass here in our best attempt at chucking this race in the toilet. We've managed to just catch the slide there as we head into the corner and not lose much time. And that was pretty impressive, if I do say so myself. But yeah, moving on, we lost a bit of time from that, and that's allowed Verline back in our DRS, but it's not managed to do anything at the moment. And yeah, that's a great line, Jesus. Close your eyes, please. But yeah, Azar's now in the pits, and we are up into P1 once again. Skipping on to the next lap, lap 20, coming through the last chicane. We managed to absolutely bottle it on the exit curb, and that's going to give Verline a huge run as we head down to turn 1, but no, he backs out of it. Very kind of the Northern Irishman there, and he has allowed us to remain in P1 there, clearly doing it for the strategy, not wanting us to fight us. As we now skip to the end of lap 21, as we've run very wide there, we've clouted the wall there, and that's the issue that I have with this game. On full damage, I know I can get away with stuff like that, whereas on simulation damage, I probably would have backed out of that. So that's just my issue with us now running full damage. There's a yellow flag for some reason, but that's not the point. Verline is very close to the back of us now as we head down this DRS straight, and he doesn't want to pass us for some reason, so I'm not going to complain. But we're coming into the pits for a set of super soft tyres. I've decided that we want to minimise the undercut from everyone who is already pitted, and it's not worth waiting another 4 or so laps for the ultra soft tyres. So we're coming in now. Verline's followed us in, but he didn't know what to do. He was just following our strategy due to the fact that he had no practice. So he's going to go on the ultra softs for the remaining 14 laps. So he is absolutely screwed as we now come out of the pits in a lowly P7 here. So we're going to have some work on our hands if we want to win this race, but I'm going to go for it. I reckon we have the pace, so let's go for it. First up is Jack Sparr in the Mercedes, and as you can see, skipping towards the end of lap 22. We've caught up to the back of him now. There's a bit of a train going on here, including a lap Jordan Gibbs. But look how much more grip we have than the Mercedes. Pulling alongside already on the exit of the hairpin. And we're going to get past him. We're not even going to need DRS there. And this is just showing why I think the two-stop was the better strategy today. We're just going to be able to blitz past all these people as we now head down towards the chicane there. Getting it stopped nicely and absolutely nailing the apexes there. And we're going to head towards the finish line now. And we're coming into turn 1. We've got Jordan Gibbs ahead, who's going to go a lap down. I believe he got a puncture, which is unfortunate for him. But yeah, his race is pretty much screwed as we now lap him there. Now, skipping on to the next lap, we've caught up. Sorry about that. We've caught up to the Red Bull of Casey Legend, but he's coming in for a set of ultra softs, I believe, as we mess up the chicane a little bit there. And Casey Legend dispatches himself into the pit lane, and we're now into P5 there. Next up, Azar reactions on the softs, which he had to use as we've set the fastest lap. Sam was in the pit lane as we set the fastest lap once again up the inside of the Renault there, and we're up into P3. We're on the podium due to 2 overtakes and 2 cars pitting. We've gone from P7 to P3 in just a matter of laps as I'm starting to die. That's always good. But yeah, skipping a couple of laps later, yeah, we've got a penalty because we decided to absolutely mount turn 1 there. But if we don't get any more warnings, we can get that removed, and that could be crucial at the end of the race to our result. As you can see, skipping later on, we've caught up to the Silent Mole. And this is because he had an incident. Grumpy Lion was getting lapped, and he didn't see Luke coming through as well behind his teammate, and he's got in the way, and Luke's damaged his front wing there. We're going to go up the inside into the hairpin there, running it a bit deep there, but we've got the move done nicely there, and Luke's going to be diving into the pits. So that's extremely unfortunate for Luke. It would have been a good battle for the win between me, him and Warden, but he's been robbed there, and he's going to have to pit for a set of ultra softs, which will cost him some time. But now the action really hots up. We've caught up to the McLaren of Warden. He's bottled the chicane there. We're going to go out the inside into turn 6, I believe it is. Can we cut off those lines there as well? But we've got the move done. Warden trying to come back at us on the exit. We're going to go side by side down this mini straight now towards this chicane. Can we hold it on the outside? Is he going to hold it on the inside? No, I think he's backing out of it there. Indeed he is, and we're back up into P1 here with quite a few laps to go. Actually, it's only 4 laps to go, but taking that position does mean he's going to have DRS, so we're going to have to defend down the straight now as we head into the hairpin. Meanwhile, Azar reactions, if we battle, if he conserves his soft tyres, can push to the end now, and he might have a shout, but we've got a much better exit from the hairpin there, and I think that might be GG. We might have this in the bag. Warden's tyres have fallen off, and as you can see on lap 35, Azar, as predicted, has caught up to us, but at this point I know he has 4 penalties. We have got this race in the bag, apart from a puncture, so I was conserving tyres on the last lap so he didn't get a puncture. Hence how he's caught me. He's going to go past me into the last chicane, but I don't care. I know we've won this race now. Azar takes the position, cutting the corner for good measure. Probably why he's got so many penalties. I thought about trying to come back on the exit, but we managed to bottle that. But we come across the line to finish P2, but because of Azar's penalties, we are elevated into P1 there for our second win of the season. And what a race that was. Some good battling there, mainly with Cyril Verline, also with Azar. Well, not really with Azar, because we didn't see him on track that much, but he was always there, pushing me all the way to the flag there. And we once again are triumphant to take our second win of the season, and that does mean we are now leading the championship here in the F1 League. But sadly, the next race in Baku, I was on holiday, so I couldn't attend, which means we're sort of not leading the championship anymore. Azar won that race on a pretty decent strategy. Verline crashed into the wall, which robbed them of a battle for the lead. But congrats to Azar for his Baku win, which means he's now leading the championship. I'll put results from both Canada and Baku on screen if I can be asked to find them. If not, I'll just link it in the description. But yeah, I'll see you next time for what will be the Austrian Grand Prix, where we will try to reclaim our championship lead. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.